You're watching Fox 7's Good Day Austin Sunday with Scarlett Greyson.
Welcome back to Good Day Sunday. I'm Scarlett Greyson, and here with me now is award-winning author Jonathan Hewitt, the author of Life Keto Parenting Tools to Raise Happy, Confident Kids from the Inside Out. Jonathan, thanks so much for joining us today.
Definitely, thank you. It's always an honor.
Well, you know what we're going to talk about today, and it's New Year's resolutions and how to stick to those New Year's resolutions, how to make them work. And Jonathan has all the answers for you today. So, Jonathan, let's start off with the basics. How do you keep New Year's resolutions from failing?
That's a great question. I think what happens for a lot of us is all of a sudden here's this New Year resolution time, and we think in our head how we want to change our life. But the reality is maybe we're not ready to make those changes, or maybe we don't know how to make those changes. And then sometimes we set these really unrealistic resolutions, and so we're just setting ourselves up for failure.
Well, how can we make those, how can we really make those changes in our lives?
Yeah, I think it's important to understand how change happens. Sometimes I like to look at your brain like a big open field of grass. And every day, numerous times a day, you're walking back and forth down that path. And then what happens? You create this groove in the grass, right? And so it just becomes natural to stay on that path. And even if that path is not fulfilling you, you're not happy on that path, it's like, oh, it's familiar. There's that path. Why would I detour off the path, right? So really to make a change in because that path I'm talking about is your neural pathways in your brain. So you have these habits. So we need to look at, okay, I want to create a new pathway in my brain, a new pathway of neurons, right? So I need to go to a different direction. So have the motivation to actually make a change, which is scary. Like, why would I go on that path? I don't know that path, right? So deciding to make a new path, and then also knowing how to make that new path. So the motivation and the how-to.
Well, what are some of the things that we need to think about when creating these New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, I think the first thing is to sit down and try to be very open and honest about it, and really see, overall try to see what you're doing and why you're trying to do it. So I would say first sit down and say, pick one resolution instead of 20 resolutions, right? Pick one, make it very specific and also realistic. It's something you actually think that you can do instead of setting yourself up for failure. So once you have that one resolution, then to make change in your life, significant change, you have to have a deep motivation or need to do that. It's not just going to happen because it's 2014, this is going to happen, right? So you have to really be honest. Why do you want to make this change? And really connect to that deep need or motivation for that change to happen. So specific, one, realistic, and find the connection to why you want to change.
Right, because otherwise, like you said, how we started this is you're going to just set yourself up for failure if it's not something that you truly deeply feel that you want to change.
Right.
Okay. Absolutely. So what can we do to help implement our resolutions and stick to them? What are some techniques maybe that we can use?
Yeah, so I would say once you have that deep need or drive to make that change, how do I do it now? So take that big resolution, it seems like this whole big goal, and you hope by the end of the year you're going to get there, right? So instead of just hoping, you have to break it down into actually achievable steps for each day that you put into your day. So let's say I want to get more fit, which is a very common one. So instead of just thinking it's going to happen, I'm going to sign up for the gym and go. No, okay, I'm going to decide to go 3 times a week. So when in my schedule, what day am I going, and put that into your schedule so now it's part of your day. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to hope that you get there, right? Every day, Wednesday or Friday at 7 o'clock, I'm going to go do this exercise. So that's in your structure now. And then how do you approach that? This is a positive thing to make you feel better, right? It's not like some negative thing that you're trying to do to yourself. So approach it with focus and joy and care. So the main thing to me is develop that inner drive to change, and then structure it in your day, and then approach it with focus and care and love, and really enjoy putting your heart into it. And then if you go down that pathway that we've gone numerous times, instead of being like, oh, you did it, you failed, and giving up, hey, I went down that pathway, it's not a big deal, let me focus on what I'm trying to be and achieve instead of that I messed up, right? So be light with yourself, be loving and caring, and keep going, don't stop. Little steps every day and get where you want to go. It's not like this one big step and, oh, I made it, now I stop, right? It's a daily practice, but a practice with love and joy.
Absolutely, and you have to keep that goal in mind, I feel like, because visualizing success has always been something that has worked for me, and it just seems like, you've got all the tools into how to find what you want to change most, in your New Year's resolution, but also just visualize how happy you'll be, I feel like, when, that's actually, when you've gotten there.
Yeah.
So.
And I think it's right on, and I also think people get in a trick with that, because it's like, they picture, oh, when I get there one day, I'll be happy and I'll get my goal. But then the journey, they're not enjoying. So if you really break it down and you really put, I know I want to get more fit, right? So that's my goal. But once I get more fit, that in itself isn't going to make me happy. But the process of being my best, exercising, enjoying it, meeting people and all that will make the journey better. And then when you get there, it's like, wow, I feel incredible, right? So not thinking the goal is the end result necessarily. It's the process too.
Awesome. Well, we all have New Year's resolutions, I'm sure. I think it's so important to make those resolutions. So let's do it together. We're all in it together, guys. So I do wish the best of luck to all of you in your New Year's resolutions plans. But Jonathan, thanks so much for joining us today.
Definitely. Thank you. Have a great New Year's and see you after the New Year.
Thanks so much. And you can check out Jonathan's book, Life Keto Parenting Tools to Raise Happy, Confident Kids from the Inside Out on Amazon.com, Book People, or Barnes & Nobles. It's all there, guys. But thank you again, Jonathan.
Definitely. Thank you.